Hello guys, this is Snake75 and we're going to be taking a look at No Photos Please, which is currently on Steam Greenlight, so definitely go check it out. It's an indie game being developed by the Basement Studios. It reminds me a little bit of a game on Ouya, I believe is called Hidden in Plain Sight. One of the modes Anyway, basically it's a local two-player game. They are looking into possibly making setting up matchmaking, which personally I'd be all for, especially because in this current situation, as it is a two-player game, it should be played with two people, but as I haven't been able to get another person who I've been trying to set a time with, I'm just gonna hop into the game, give you guys an idea of what's what, just so you guys get an idea of it, and, you know, just give the game a little coverage. Let's hop into the game. So basically, you see how it works here. There's a photographer and there's the security guard. The photographer, as it says here, similar on both sides, you have to find yourself. As you can see in the background, there are people wandering around, and it's not. There are multiple people who look the same, and as you jump onto the screen, you're probably not going to find yourself right away. As it's a local multiplayer game, which by all means that makes it even better, as opposed to if they did have matchmaking. Since it's local, you're both going to be staring at this screen. The same screen, you're going to be making slight movements, trying to walk with the crowd, yet the crowd is also walking, trying to figure out which one's you. So you might sit there holding right and start walking right into the wall for like a minute before you realize it's you, you know. Or you might just spin in circles like crazy and then realize it's you and the other person will as well. Which, you should probably not do that. After you figure out where you are, if you're the photographer, you have to visit every exhibit stand in this museum. Walk over it, take a picture, bingo. Or, if you're the security guard, you gotta find the photographer, locate them, and apprehend them, as it says. Now, I have not played this yet, so I'm going in blind. I just kinda know a thing or two about it. I know each person has abilities. I'm gonna see if I can just kinda set this up and go from there. Welcome to No Photos Please. It appears to be your first time playing the game. I told you. We recommend you play through the introductory tutorial before playing your first game together. Would you like to play through the tutorial now? Yeah, why not? Let's see. I do believe there is a video the Basement Studios guys did on the tutorial as well. But let's hop into it. We'll see what we're getting ourselves into. Okay, what's the deal with the abilities here? And who's who? Okay, flash distract, sensor rerouter, banana peel. I remember reading some of these abilities like a couple weeks ago, but I'm not positive on how they all work. I mean, some of them are a little obvious, like it's, you know, whatever. Apprehend photographer, toggle proximity sensor, and sprint. We can press escape to view the controls if needed. Alright, I'm going to be trying to play as both people. So give me a second. I'm like, alright, well this is that control and that's this. So I'm like, alright, I'm going to set up like this and set up like that. Alright, I can do this. I'll probably mess up and forget. In this tutorial, we'll go through the basics of how to play No Photos Please. This tutorial can be stopped, restarted, or exited anytime from the pause menu. The first thing both of you need to do is find yourselves in the crowd. You could be anyone in the museum. Try finding yourselves now. Alright. I found my photographer? No, my security. I like that they have the controls up top. I wanna like... Alright. I'll tell you guys where we are. I don't know if you've realized... Well, you can't really realize because I'm just moving. Alright, they'll probably show us. Yeah. Bingo. They didn't show the controls anymore, so I'm not sure who's who. But, you know. Now that you've spotted yourselves in the crowd, let's take a look at your objectives. We'll start with the photographer. The photographer's got the big role, that is. Okay. As a photographer, you need to snap a photo of all the exhibits in the museum. As I was mentioning earlier, walk over an exhibit to take its photo. Try walking over an exhibit now. Sweet, they're gonna give me the first one for free. That's how we do it. Bam! I got a picture. To win the game, you must photograph all the exhibits in the museum. Once an exhibit is photographed, its spotlight will dim, so keep an eye out. Keep in mind the security guard will be on the lookout for you. Use your abilities to avoid getting caught. Your first ability is dropping a banana peel. Try dropping one now. L. That's a pretty small banana peel. If the security guard slips on the banana peel, he will be incapacitated for a few moments. Your second ability is a blinding flash. Use your camouflage to blind the security guard, enabling you to rapidly move to a different area. Try using your camera flash now. J. Boom! And I teleported away. That's pretty cool. I figured it would just no, that makes a lot more sense. I was trying to think how it would play out, but that makes sense. Because you would only really be able to actually flash someone if it was matchmaking and they were across the, somewhere else in the world. Then you flash and their screen goes white, then you walk somewhere else. So the fact that they kind of teleport you away makes sense. Great job. Keep this ability handy to make sure the security guard doesn't get near you. We will discuss your third and final ability later on in the tutorial. Now I'm going to assume we're going to switch over to the security guy. Indeed we are. Okay. Your job as a security guard is to apprehend the photographer. Once the photographer is apprehended, you win the game. So let's take a look at your abilities first. Your first ability is Sprint, which increases your movement speed for some time. Try sprinting now. Using WASD now. I thought I pressed it. Did I? Oh wow, it's a pretty slow sprint. Helps you catch up, but can also reveal your position. Also true. You also come equipped with a proximity sensor which detects nearby photographic devices. Use the proximity sensor now to track down the photographer, which I'm basically next to, or so I thought. How do I use it? Is it FGH? What did I just do? Or is it just always active? No, he shouldn't be moving technically. I didn't think about it, but can I move as the photographer right now or no? I'm trying to find the photographer. I just heard something. Alright, now. Yeah, I do have to toggle it. G. Did I not just press it? G, toggle proximity sensor. Pretty sure it's toggled. I just don't know where he is. Does that mean at the top right that or top left, does that mean anything to me or no? I'm not a smart man. I guess I found him. Sweet! You are now very close to the photographer. Yeah, it's beeping a lot, as you can tell. Now try turning off your proximity sensor. Yeah, I guess if you're playing with someone, they'll know, oh hey, he's right next to me as well, now that they hear beeping. It's up to you to keep track of whether the proximity sensor is on or off. You always start the game with the proximity sensor turned on. Got it. Remember to toggle your proximity sensor strategically. Just like I was also saying, they can try to use it against you when you get near them. Now turn it back on. Boom. It's totally him right there. We know it. Now apprehend him. F. I just kind of poked him and he put his hands down oh man, you poked me. Okay, cool. A 2-minute timer starts once the photographer does the first one. Make sure you apprehend the photographer before the timer runs out. Be careful about who to apprehend though, because other museum visitors don't like to be harassed. Well, who would think they would like that? Now let's take a quick look at the final ability of the photographer. I wonder why they're stretching out like this. Your final ability as a photographer is deploying a sensor rerouter. The sensor rerouter will there we go. Will confuse the proximity sensor into detecting its presence instead. It is also invisible when deployed until it's destroyed. Try deploying a sensor rerouter in the museum now and keep moving. This sounds like a very clever thing to use. I pressed it. Is it gonna work? There we go, I think. Now let's switch back to the security guard so we can come across that. As a security guard, you can destroy a sensor rerouter by getting very close to it. Try finding the sensor rerouter that the photographer placed just now in the museum. Let's go search for it, assuming they left it where I had it. Beep 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 boop boop beep beep. Ah, it did place there. I have found it. Great job, you found and destroyed the sensor rerouter. Which, if I wasn't aware, it could have thrown me off and made me think someone standing near it was the guy. Which is clever. It's a nice way to throw off people. This brings us to the end of the tutorial. Get ready to start outsmarting each other. No photos, please. Enjoy the game. Thank you, Basement Studios. Alright. As I'm playing with myself here, no jokes intended. Just kinda, I think I'll hop into this, wander around a little, show you. I mean, you guys get how the game works now. And this is definitely a game you should play with other people. Well, you have to play with other people. And if it's basically a party game, like, you know. I'm definitely going to try and record another video in which I am playing with someone else, so you do get the actual full experience. But I wanted to get a video out as soon as possible, so, you know, instead of just delaying it. So let's hop in. Before I hit ready, I want to look at the stuff real quick again, so I remember what's what. Just like, oh no, who's who? Because I'm trying to think, like, if there's even, like, oh my, there's so many more people now. Do you guys notice that? Alright, I found the photographer. And oh, I found the security guard too now. That's interesting, because you saw how I started walking as a photographer. Like, see, basically, the guy that's spinning right now is the photographer. So, if you're walking around and, you know, you're playing the game and someone starts just frantically doing this, chances are that is not an AI, because AI don't do that. You want to be like, alright, I'm going to walk over here slowly. Now I'm going to walk over here and stop. Oh, he's got the camera, the proximity, so you walk away. You know, stuff like that. It's not very complex. Now let's see what I remember I have. Okay, that's the flash one. Ah, so it actually didn't teleport me away, I don't believe. I'm curious what the deal is with ability cooldowns, if there are cooldowns or it's just instant, like, bam, you know, whatever. So, let's drop something to try and throw myself off. I put a sensor thing. Where is my guy? Oh my god, I lost track of the security guard. No. Not finding them. Is it? Alright, I found them. So let's walk over every exhibit. Is it taking pictures? Because I don't think it is. Unless I have them backwards. I did have them backwards, wow. I guess that's non-possible. I'm gonna go over every picture really quick just to show you, I guess, what can happen. As you can see, as I were mentioning before, the timer at the bottom, middle. I guess if you don't get them in time, you probably lose. Just to set a timer so you know people aren't just sitting in the corner for an hour doing absolutely nothing. The photographer took pictures of all the exhibits. Bingo, 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 and bingo. Alright, in this case, you can switch roles if you like, or just play again. Let's hop over to the main menu. Everything is completely controlled with either your keyboard or a controller. At the current state of the game, which is still very early and far from complete. Well, I wouldn't say far from complete, but not complete yet. As you can see at the bottom left, it's version 1.2. You can play with a keyboard. You can play with two people on a keyboard or a person on a keyboard and a controller. Although, I believe they're working on both controllers as well. Let's hop into the options. As you can see, graphics, nothing crazy. You can tweak it down to make it quicker, look better, you know, whichever you choose. And some simple audio options. How to play, you saw this before. Once again, nothing crazy. Photo album, which I thought was interesting. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. I guess as you play from match to match, it'll show you, oh, hey, you got these pictures unlocked. Now you can look at them, you know. Congratulations. I'm surprised you can't, like, press enter and, like, look at them up closer or anything cool. I do want to start up another thing just really quick and see if it'll be a different map, different sort of thing. Alright, yeah, as you can see, it's the same area, but there are different... Where am I? This is the most annoying thing, even when I'm playing... I just took a picture and I don't even know where I am. Start spinning. Start spinning. Alright, there I am. The bottom left. But, yeah. As you can see, the map stays the same, but they do change the position of the exhibits. Yeah. That's about all there really is to know about No Photos Please from the Basement Studio. Yeah, I'll definitely try to get another video soon. I just want to, as I've said several times, just get a video up so you guys know what it is, that it's on Steam Greenlight, which definitely will have a link to in the description. Head on over if you think it looks cool. Definitely rate it up, whatever it is. I don't even know what to do it in Greenlight. I'm thinking upvote it, Reddit, you know, like it, YouTube, who knows what it is. Whatever it is, you know. You guys know. Go to its Greenlight page. Give it positive stuff. Comment on it, you know. If you think it's cool. If you don't, then, you know, maybe go over, tell them, hey, this is what I don't like, this is what you could do instead, maybe. You know? Otherwise, as always, thank you guys for watching, and this is Snake75, checking out.